Our priority was to restore service as quickly as possible so we could return to normal indoor water use and ease outdoor watering restrictions. Ever since we started bringing the pipe back into service, we have been monitoring closely for any signs of further issues. As I've shared in the past, we know there are other areas of structural weakness in the pipe, and this has been informed by that robotic inspection, the ongoing acoustic monitoring that we're doing. And it will also be informed by the information we receive back from the pipe diver at the end of July. Our monitoring over the last few weeks has allowed us to learn a lot more about the pipe and its condition. As we have carefully increased the pressure and flow in the pipe, we have been monitoring how it has been reacting. We have been measuring the pressure at various points along the pipe, and using acoustic monitoring devices, we've been listening for snaps in the wires that coil around 350 times each 16-foot long segment of pipe. We're particularly focused on wire snaps in the area stretching from where the initial rupture happened to where the repair work was completed. We're not concerned about the sections that were just repaired, but we are watching other sections of the pipe in this stretch. Since we've brought the pipe back into service, we've detected 3 new wire snaps in various locations. To be clear, this does not mean we need to repair or replace these sections of pipe in an emergency manner, but it does mean that we need to be measured and thoughtful in how we proceed. We know people are eager to have outdoor watering restrictions lifted. The key to doing this is increasing the flow of water through the feeder main. The pipe is full of water right now, but it is not moving as quickly as it usually does. By using pumps to increase the speed of the water flow, we will increase the amount of water we can supply to you each day. Right now, we are at stage 3 restrictions. This is because the flow of water through the pipe is only at 55% of normal. At this flow rate, we need stage 3 restrictions in place to make sure that water demand doesn't exceed what we are able to supply. This chart shows how much flow we need in order to move to each stage of restrictions. As you can see, we need a 70% flow to be able to move to stage 1 and stage 2 restrictions, and then a 75% flow to be able to ease all outdoor watering restrictions. Increasing the water flow creates pressure in the pipe, and that in turn can cause stress on the pipe wall. This means that there is risk. After carefully monitoring and analysis, we've decided that we are ready to take a calculated risk to increase the flow. And starting today, we will turn on an additional pump at the Bearspaw water treatment plant, which will increase the flow through the pipe. If all goes well, after we turn on the additional pump, we will be at a 70% flow, which will move us to stage 2 outdoor water restrictions on Thursday. If things continue to go well, we would then look to move to stage 1 outdoor restrictions on Monday, July 22nd. And if we get to stage 1 restrictions and the pipe is operating as expected, we will once again increase the flow through the pipe, which will allow us to remove all restrictions. Like you, we want to lift as many restrictions as we can. Our move today is trying to strike a balance. We're managing the risk between increased water flow, which will help lessen water restrictions, and the pipe's overall stability. One of the risks as we proceed is that we could detect signs of trouble, like additional wire snaps, that may mean we have to stop increasing the flow through the pipe. This could result in a situation where we have to stay in some form of outdoor water restrictions. There's also a risk that we could have an additional failure in the pipe as we increase the flow. Given what we have heard, what we've just all been through, this may be a little alarming to hear. This is part of our calculated risk decision. After analysis, we think that the risk is low enough to move ahead with increasing the water flow. If a new break were to happen, we're ready to respond, as I've said before. We have materials available, contractors on standby, and we can rapidly respond to any situation that comes up. You may also be wondering what stage 2 and stage 1 outdoor watering restrictions would mean to you. As you can see from this image, moving from stage 3 to stage 2 restrictions would allow the following additional activities. Use of your sprinkler for up to 1 hour per week on a set watering schedule and use of hoses with a spray nozzle. Stage 1 would mean use of our sprinkler for up to 2 hours a week.